So I just wanted to make a little update video, and of course I have no video to show. So this video is from the day I went to purchase my lawn tractor, lawn mower. Um, we took the Super Duty because, it was either that or what did I own back then? I don't even remember. I thought I had the Rivian. No, I didn't have the Rivian yet. So this was the only truck I had, because I had the red Model Y and the blue Model X, and then I had this truck. That's all I had at the time. Anyway, I wanted to make a little update because, I made a video a couple weeks ago about my just things going on in life and, potentially leaving my job and all that. And I just wanted to kind of recap all that stuff. And I thought I love to travel and, you know, I like my big trucks. So I thought, what better video than a travel video? Now, honestly, I really wanted to get where I went to Kentucky because I felt like there was some good scenery up in Kentucky, and we took this truck to Kentucky. But couldn't find it. I'll find it later, I guess. So let's get to the point. I did not quit my job. Um, I went and worked the return lane, and it really wasn't that hard. There's not often that you're doing it yourself. You're doing it with other people, and you've got help and whatever. So it's not crazy hard. And in the rare case that you run into someone who's upset or angry or whatever, it's usually pretty easy to de-escalate. You do have the ability to give credits and discounts and whatnot in the field, so straight on the tablet. So I don't have to send them to somebody or take them to a computer or do anything like that, which I was fully expecting to have to do with this position. Everything is changed. I mean, everything is changed. Um, we used to have a booth downstairs that the Emerald Club rep used. It had two computers in it. And I thought, okay, cool. Like if I need a computer, there's one readily available right near me. That booth is completely gone. They've removed it. And when I went back to work this job for the first week, everything was good. If I needed anything, I could just run upstairs to the actual counter and use that computer. Well, now the airport has completely taken out that counter. So our entire like rental operations are in a trailer outside of the airport property. Like it's just a mess. So people have to walk from the airport to the trailer to pick up their keys, walk back to the airport into the parking garage to pick up their car. What a mess. So, um, yeah, it's really not good, and someone did complain about that today because I worked today. But basically, they were upset that they walked all the way out there to pick up their Jeep that they had reserved to find that there was no Jeep available, and then 45 minutes of waiting, they got the keys to something else, and then were told to go back over here to pick up a car seat because they needed a car seat. And when they got there, the car seat wasn't there. So, understandable that they would be upset. So yeah, the whole thing is really just kind of slapped together. We don't really know what we're doing, kind of thing. Clearly, so that's fun. My job is to check in cars. That's what I do. I check in cars. I make sure they had a good experience, and try to make them happy before they board their plane because we want that final interaction to be positive so that when they do get the survey they will say yeah, everything was great, or at least say that everything was great at return, which helps me. So yeah, that's the goal. I'm kind of a jack of all trades at this point. I'm not against doing anything except for the terminal. or at this point, the trailer. I don't want to work in the trailer. I don't want to work in the terminal. I don't want to do the customer facing, because, I mean, like I just said, we didn't have the car. This is a normal occurrence with this job. You don't always have the cars that you need, and half the time you don't have any cars, and it's just a big pain in the neck because people get upset because you don't have what they need or what they want or whatever. And I don't like that. I've got better things to do with my time than go get yelled at by entitled people. And I understand that, you reserved a car and you hope the car is there, but that's not how this works every time. I mean, the reservations mean nothing. All it is to say, "Yep, you're coming, but we don't promise we have a car." So, could they do it better? Absolutely. But this is the way it's done, and I'm the one that receives the brunt of that whenever you get there and find out you don't have a car. So, it's not my fault, but I'm the one that has to deal with it. So, no, I won't work that job. But I do move cars. I'll return cars. I've cleaned cars. I do a little bit of everything. So that's kind of my day to day right now. I go in. I'm mainly for return lane, but as things get busy, I may need to go do this. I may need to go do that. I'm not against anything. I'll pretty much do whatever needs to be done because I am of the highest paid there. Any job that I do doesn't pay as much as my job, so it doesn't matter. I don't really care. So, I have given this whole thing some thought, though. Do I want to be doing this forever? No, I don't. The original idea plan in my last video was, we should know by, say, July if this is, and the thing is, it could happen after July, but I feel like June and July are going to be our busiest seasons. And if they're going to realize they messed up, it will be June or July. And then we'll go back to our old job because they'll probably say, we can't do it, we need help. But at the same time, if that's not the case, then I don't really see myself sticking around. I don't really need to work this job. I would like to have the extra money. And now I did pick up the Super Duty, which you've probably already seen in another video. I did get a new Super Duty, so not the one that you're seeing in this video. This is the old one. But new Super Duty, I like it. I like it a lot. And, again, once my land sells, I'm going to buy the fifth wheel. I'm going to do some traveling in it. But until then, I'm just kind of daily driving it occasionally. I don't even know if you'd call it daily. I'm occasionally driving it as I need to go somewhere. And I really do enjoy it. So I'm watching these videos of this Super Duty and I'm like, dang, I used to drive this thing everywhere. I mean, I've got unsaved dash cam clips of just going everywhere in it. I mean, I guess it was my daily driver for a little while because the Model Y was in the shop getting repaired. So, yeah, I don't know. I would drive it daily. The diesel's gonna be expensive though. Anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. That's my goal. I want to get into, you know, traveling again. I like to travel anyway. But if I can sell that land and get that fifth wheel and actually do some traveling. And so that's what I told him at work. Like my plan is June, obviously. Hopefully we'll know by June. But once my land sells, I'm leaving anyway. I mean, they're not going to let me take 3 months off work to go on a trip. So at that point, I'm just going to quit my job and I'm going to go on a trip because that's what I want to do. I was talking to one of the guys at work today. Actually, he's 75, and he just he's worked his jobs in his life, and I think he may actually be a veteran as well. I can't remember. We've got a lot of veterans there, but he's done his time in life, and he's made his money, and he's retired. And he just comes to work at Enterprise to have something to do, make a little side money. Nothing, not that he needs it, not that he's got to have it to survive, but just something to do. And he, we were talking about me traveling today, when I get the money to buy this fifth wheel and can leave work. And he's like, "Oh, I envy you." And I'm like, "Why don't you do that? I mean, you're retired. Who, you've got all this money put up. I don't know what he's got. I don't know his finances, but you obviously have worked your entire life. You've put up something. Why not do something with that? I mean, you go back to years ago when they had that whole thing about it was cheaper to live on a cruise ship than a nursing home. So, like, old people just book cruise after cruise after cruise and hang out. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you want to do that? But I was just, I was just telling him, like, my grandma worked her entire life and she had hundreds of thousands put up in the bank. And when she found out she had cancer, it was too late. She had just retired. There was no enjoyment in her life. She retired and went straight into chemo and couldn't do anything. She was so tired and just so drained of everything every day. And she did chemo for what, 2, 3 years? And she's like, "I don't want to feel like this anymore." So she quit and she died. She didn't get to enjoy any of the fruits of her labor. None of it. And I'll be damned. I will not do that. I will not work my life away and not enjoy any of it. I would rather go in debt and be in debt for the rest of my life, but enjoying it. And that's just what I'll do. I may not have a 9 to 5 job, but I do have other incomes coming in, and once my land sells, I will be debt free, and I can move forward with the camper and doing some traveling. And hopefully it's everything I think it's gonna be. I do love to travel, I do love to explore, and I feel like having a camper is gonna make things a little cheaper than, you know, going to a hotel and staying for a month straight. That was an expensive trip. It was a good trip, but it was an expensive trip. So anyway, for now, that's the plan. I have not quit my job. I'm actually, it's like 3 a.m. I took a little nap and then I woke up and I was like, huh, well, I guess I'm awake now. 3 a.m. I got to go into work at 7. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm just gonna stay there until probably July or until my land sells, whichever happens first. And I just don't see any need for me to stay if my old job doesn't come back in July or by July. And to be perfectly honest, even if it did come back, once I sell my land and get this camper, I'm gone anyway. So at this point, I'm just, and that's the great thing. I have this attitude about me that's like, I will enjoy my job because I could give two shits. If you want to give me a hard time, I will walk out right now. I have nothing to lose. And I got this job with that attitude, and I've carried that attitude throughout this entire job. Yes, things would be kind of hard if I quit my job right now because I have 3 car payments, the biggest being my Model 3. But if I quit my job tomorrow, I would go get in my Model 3 and go sell it tomorrow because obviously can't afford it. So, and if I got that payment off of me, things would be a lot easier, a lot better. So that's where I'm at. Um, 15 minutes in here almost. Just wanted to recap last week's video, 2 weeks ago's video, and just say, I didn't quit my job, but I do have a game plan. And that was kind of what I was worried about last week was just all these, I was trying to buy this truck, which I did. I bought the truck. I was trying to do all these things, but at the same time, I don't make enough money to keep living the lifestyle that I like to live. And so I have to make a choice. What do I need to give up? And I unfortunately think it is going to be the Model 3. While I have a job, I can afford the payment on the Model 3. And while the Model 3 is running on Toro, I can afford the payment on the Model 3. And who knows, after all this is said and done, maybe I'll go do Uber Eats 2 days a week until I can pay the Model 3 payment. But under my normal income, it is not budgeted to pay the Model 3 payment. So when I leave my job, I will probably have to give up the Model 3, but I am fully prepared to do that. I may even consider giving up the Lightning when it comes time to do my travels. Just because, I mean, it's a 22. I want to get a 25 when they put heat pump in them and all that. So it's already sort of in my future plans that I'm going to want to trade it anyway. And while I'm gone 3, 4 months, who knows? I don't really need it sitting here doing nothing. And who knows what the future may hold? In 4 months after I've gone out west again and seen everything I wanted to see and done everything I wanted to do, am I going to want to continue traveling? And if I do, I still don't need a Lightning. And if I don't, I could easily sell the new RV and recoup some of my losses there, and then do whatever I want to do. Is that going to be in 2025? Who knows? Who knows at this point? So the plans are in place. We are just waiting on everything else to take place, which no one gets in any hurry when it doesn't benefit them, including the IRS, which, like I said in a previous video, that I'm owed back taxes. They owe me. And I've just been sitting here waiting. It's been almost a year since I filed, and I've got nothing. My CPA did say that they have accepted the return and are processing it, but that's all we've got. And that's honestly further than we were a month ago, because a month ago it was still sitting there as accepted but not processing. So now it's actually processing. Hopefully that takes place pretty soon. That will help chew down some of my credit card debt for a little bit, and then make things a little easier once that land finally sells and we can move forward with the rest of the plans. Anyway, 18 minutes in. Just want to make a little update. I really enjoy watching these videos of me driving my old Super Duty. Hopefully I'll find the Kentucky videos one day and I can show you guys some of that, because that was fun. A lot of fields and farmland, and it's just not something you see every day around here. And yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys later.